I used to be able to recognize the moment vacation started. A distant sunset, an endless highway, and a borrowed car. Now, that car is my home. There's no escape from it. It follows me wherever I go. Oh, good morning, everyone. Before I head on to Mount Rushmore, I thought I'd check out this wall drug store right here on the edge of Badlands. They seem to own every other billboard in South Dakota, so it's worth a stop. Wall Drug was pretty amazing. It's basically like a big shopping mall of gift shops. Reminds me of Quincy Market in Boston. Unfortunately, their cafe leaves something to be desired. No bagels, no fruit, nothing healthy. Yeah, I had to pull over for some harsh rain, folks. It really rains off and on here in the Black Hills. It comes down in downpours. But on the way to Mount Rushmore, there's a little town called Keystone that has lots of cool touristy stuff, lots of motels. I'm not gonna stay there, but I did stop at one that looked really cool. Doll's Chainsaw Art Museum, right by the side of the road. It has, among other things, the world's largest Bigfoot. I am very impressed by Mount Rushmore. I thought I'd be disappointed, but I am not. I think part of the illusion of its size is just that it's up so high. Anyway, there's a trail that goes around the monument here called the Presidential Loop. The Crazy Horse Monument is only 20 minutes from Mount Rushmore. It's worth a visit. The visitor center is great. There's a great memorial and museum here about the Great Plains Indians, but I have mixed feelings about the monument. Not that I don't appreciate what it represents, but there's been almost no work done to it in 30 years. Where's all the money going? I don't know. Last place I want to visit in South Dakota before I enter Wyoming is Jewel Cave National Monument. It looks like a wildfire came through here. All these trees are burnt. Jewel Cave looked amazing. It's literally a cave filled with jewels. But unfortunately, it was closed by the time I got here. Driving through South Dakota, years ago, I would have meticulously planned this trip, every stop, every half hour. This time, with the van, I'm doing something different. I'm making it up as I go. Maybe it's the Great Plains. They're great, and they're also very plain. There's no trees, there's no nothing. Except for all these burnt out trees. Apparently this was a fire that came through here in 2002. Best thing about this place, the sticker has wings. How cool is that? Anyway, folks, 3 epic nights in South Dakota. This is where the journey ends. I'm gonna drive for a couple hours to Wyoming, the Devil's Tower. That'll be the next video. Life on the prairie, it's beautiful. The ritual of moving all my luggage into and out of a hotel room every night is something I don't miss about these trips. Having the van has eliminated that, but something has been lost. A hotel room provides an escape in a very physical sense. You know you're on vacation. I love my van, but I don't feel that rush anymore. My van is also my home and my office, and I'm reminded of that every time I get back into it. Good morning, everyone. I'm showered. I'm freshly shaven. I had a beautiful sleep at the KOA campground right at the foot of that thing. That's the Devil's Monument in Wyoming. I've come to Wyoming with a whole week to explore as much of the state as possible. You got national parks here. You got this tribute to the devil, which I'm going to go up today. In the meantime, though, I'm going to stock up on supplies here. I'm going to do my laundry. I'm going to take advantage of everything this KOA offers. And then I'm gonna ascend that thing. So there is a trail that goes from the KOA campground up to the tower. I wish I had known that. I wouldn't have paid the $25 admission fee. Still, it's nice to get this close to the tower. You can really see its patterns. It has a kind of yellow and green tint to it when you get up close. There's different theories as to what created this thing. The leading theory is that it was inside of a volcano, and over millions of years, the exterior shell just eroded away. Another theory is the Cheyenne tradition, that it was placed here by God to help people escape from bears. Another theory is it is some sort of alien beacon or placed here by aliens or something. I don't know if that existed before the movie came out, but kind of ridiculous. There's 3 loops here that you can combine for about 8 miles of hiking. You can easily make a day out of that if you like to stop and shoot like I do. This is a really unique and special natural feature. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. The Devil's Tower was beautiful. The Tetons are beautiful. Yellowstone is beautiful. But the vast interior of Wyoming is just a barren wasteland. It's worse than a barren wasteland. It's not just a plain, but it's hilly. So the highways just wind and wind and wind. I made it to Riverton, which is kind of 2 hours from Grand Teton National Park. I'm staying in Walmart tonight. I thought I'd go patronize their business first, just to show my gratitude. I had to make a pit stop at this place on the way to Jackson Hole, the National Museum of Military Vehicles. Are you serious? Let's check this place out. The first drum is basically a history of the rifle in the United States and worldwide. They have everything in there, including the very gun that was used to kill George Custer. Over here is the World War II gallery. This looks like it has some heavy hardware. Tanks, and more tanks in here, and even some quirky logistical stuff. And this is just World War II.
And West Germany became a symbol for Soviet repression and the Iron Curtain dividing Europe.
It's easy to get lost in this place. In fact, I just did. After that World War II exhibit, that's maybe a third of the museum. There's a section on the US Army before World War II, which looked like a train wreck. There's a section on those guns. There's a section on the Vietnam War, which made me kind of sad, made me think of my dad who recently passed. A section on the Korean War as well. You can spend hours here. I need to hit the road though, because I got a room in downtown Jackson. That's right, sorry to disappoint folks, I'm not sleeping in the van tonight. It looked like boondocking areas in that part of the country fill up very fast. And this is a national park. You do not want to sleep in a national park. Plus, I kind of want to explore downtown Jackson. It looks like a happening town. It's only an hour and a half down the road, folks. I'll see you guys in Jackson. I checked into that lodge in Jackson. Cute town. I'm definitely going to be visiting that later, maybe even tonight. There's about 3 hours of light left, so that's just enough time for me to do a loop around Jenny Lake, which is close to 7 miles. It'll take 2.5 hours or so. There's no clouds in the sky tonight, so I'm not sure if it's even worth shooting. There's really no good sunset when the weather's like this. Still, it feels so good to get exercise in. I feel a little out of shape. I find this happens when I'm on the road. You have to balance your time between hiking and driving. On the far side of Jenny Lake is the trail called Cascade Canyon, which takes you through a little pass between Teton and the next peaks over. This is the signature trail of this park. It might even be one of the most beautiful trails in the entire United States, if not the world. Yeah, I'm playing it up. I'm hiking to Solitude Lake today. It's gonna be about a 25-mile hike out and back. I started early. I got a great sunrise over at Schwalbach's Landing, which is down the road. I hope to get back to my van before midnight. I've got lights, I've got bear spray, got everything I need. Very excited. Look how beautiful the lake is today. You see that, folks? That's Grand Teton. I'm right at the foot of it. It's literally like yards away. I can climb it right from here. It's so tempting. I've probably been hiking about 8-9 miles, and you come to basically a basin with these majestic peaks on all sides of you. That, I don't know if my hand is right, but that's Grand Teton back there. We probably passed it a few miles ago. Over here, there's a grand wall, more of the Teton Range, and where I'm going, Solitude Lake, is way up at the end of this basin. Actually, Lake Solitude is only 2 miles from here. I just looked it up. That's kind of crazy. It's not even noon and I've already walked 10 miles. Elevation 9,095 feet. And here we go, folks. Solitude Lake at the end of the Cavern Trail. Beautiful shots to be had all around this lake. I wanted to hike over to the far side of the lake. You can't really do a full perimeter around the lake because if you can see, there's a huge rock slide basically covering this entire, I guess this is the westward side of the lake. So if you look on that ridge up there, apparently you can do a big loop that takes you up over that ridge into another canyon called Paintbrush Canyon. I strongly debated doing that loop down Paintbrush Canyon today. The only reason I'm not is because my water filter is clogged, so I can't refill my water bottle. I've got maybe like one mouthful of water left in my water bottle, or I have to drink this dirty ass water that might give me dysentery, which I really don't want to do. Yeah, this trail and this loop really takes you through the heart of these canyons around Grand Teton. It's hard to convey what hiking down into this beautiful canyon feels like. You know, just through a screen, it's not the same as doing it with your own eyes. We're very privileged that we get to walk through this beautiful range. Tonight I slept in the car in Jackson Hole. No knock, no problems, but I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that hotel room last night. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of geysers near Old Faithful. You can actually walk a long loop. I think it might come out to around 10 miles what I'm doing today. Starting at the Old Faithful Visitor Center, going all the way to Grand Prismatic Spring. Keep in mind though, this hike is kind of sketchy. You see him? Yeah, I just had to go off trail a bit, do an arc around him, hiding behind some trees. He's right on the freaking trail, but man, those things are huge, and their horns are sharp. I don't understand how some tourists walk right up to them. Just looking at that thing made me nervous. That power line trail I was on got to a point where the power line stopped and it veered off into the woods, kind of the opposite direction of where I want to be heading. So I'm walking the road right now. This is actually US Route 20. Free heat. This feels so good, folks. It's like a sauna. Right at this spot. So this is the road. These are the power lines. Look at this whole smoking landscape behind me. It's like I left a path of destruction in my wake. I'm so tempted to jump into one of those geysers though. The temperature drops so quickly once the sun goes down. In here, inland, far away from the ocean. Yeah, Yellowstone is a beautiful national park. It's a big one though, like 30 times the size of Teton. The area I only got to visit because I only had a day to pass through it. There's like 5 different visitor centers. Was the area around Old Faithful. And that trail I did past Old Faithful, Morning Glory, Grand Prismatic Spring. That trail ended up being like 16 miles. So it was a haul. Yeah, I wish I could have explored more of Yellowstone. I wish I could have stayed there. I just drove to a boondocking site in Idaho, and it's right next to a lake. I think it's called Clay's Lake or Henry's Lake or something like that. It's quite pretty. I feel very safe here. I'm gonna do some editing. I'm gonna upload all the footage from the Tetons and the Yellowstone, do as much as I can. But wow, what a beautiful park Yellowstone is. I'm blown away. I mean, like I said, it's a big park, folks. You could spend a month you could spend a lifetime exploring that park. You just can't see everything. But if you have to go to one place, I highly recommend Old Faithful Visitor Center. All the geysers, it's like an alien landscape. I don't know how else to describe it. I know as I left there was just this steaming, smoking landscape, and then the sunset, and then the moon rose, and I shot all of it. I hope to show some of that to you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed today's hike. I'll see you guys next time.